Hey, it's Bill, and at this point, I'm glad I live in North America because the darts were going on forever today. That was the longest day of darts. I think it showed in the last couple matches. I went 5 for 8, missed my parlay again right off the bat, thanks to Ryan Searle. And here's my predictions for day 3. So first of all, just crazy amount of darts to play. It's very slow players in day 2. I mean, you start off with Razma, who was, in my opinion, was certainly slowing down Searle and did exactly what he does in every game. He drags players down to his level. And, it went to 3 sets. And then you had Gilding against Smith, which I thought was a good game, don't get me wrong. But, again, Gilding's, and I got nothing with what Gilding does. Gilding's got the same routine every single time. You can basically dial a tee up to it. He doesn't change speeds. He is the same every single time. It's just deliberate, and he's got his action. So I got nothing against that. But when that went to 3 sets, and it's not like Ross Smith is the fastest player. You know that you got those 2 games with really slow players. You knew what's going to happen for the rest of the day. And I thought the next couple games, the Noppert-Clemens, I thought was a pretty good game, to be honest with you. Noppert just outstanding. Although he had one set where he shouldn't have won. He didn't get in until 13 darts or something like that. And then you had Cullen Hedda, which I thought was a beaut. I thought was a good game. And I think Gurney Cross, I thought was another good game. And from that point forward, it got crazy. And you got to think about it. These players are probably thinking they're going to be starting around 10, 11, not 11, 12. But Wade, obviously with the loss to Lukeman, Wade looked like he didn't want to be there. It's just, frankly, he just didn't look like the first set. I don't even know what the hell that was. That was not James Wade. Looks like he had no interest. He certainly had no interest in his personal appearance. So I don't know. It didn't look like he was really interested in being there. Schindler I thought Price played well, but again, not top form. I know the announcers were pumping him up, but certainly on the doubles at the end, certainly not what you expect. But you played certainly good enough to win. And then I thought Smith Aspinall, obviously, at this point, they're probably thinking about going to bed by the time they step up on stage. So I think, I know you want to keep the draw separate. But there's got to be some kind of a thought process around these slow players. Maybe let the slow players go at the end of the day. I know you want to do prime time with your best players, but why couldn't, a Rasmus Searle be the last game or a Gilding Smith be the last game and get those quick games off? I don't understand. But anyways, it is what it is. Let's get into tomorrow. So I'm just taking a look at the odds. I'm 0 for 2. I'm 8 for 16 overall. I'm 0 for 2 on the parlays. I think I'm just going to take one game tomorrow in terms of price. And that's going to be the first game. Chris Dobie against Adrian Lewis. You're going to overreact anyway you pick this game because both of them played well. Lewis is on the, I guess he had the third best average. I don't know what it was. But okay, he had a good game against Jose De Souza. And then Dobie was dominant on the outs against Humphreys. Again, I really like Dobie in this one. I don't know why. I like Dobie. Dobie's he's probably the most overrated player. He's up there anyways. He's one of the most overrated players out there in terms of his form and how he delivers. I mean, the guy wins maybe a couple PDC championships. He doesn't usually have deep runs. He's had a quarterfinal run here and there in big tournaments. I just think the game against Lewis, Lewis plays a good game, bad game. Good game, bad game. Good game, bad game. He played a good game. I'm expecting him to play a bad game. Again, I just like it. Plus, I think these are even players, and I'm getting plus 120 for Dobie. I'll take it every day, and I'll run with it when I've got that even. Even if Lewis wins, it's not a bad bet because I think these are 2 even players. So I'll take Dobie. I'm going to put $10 on that, and it's going to pay back plus 120, and that's the only bet I got for tomorrow. The next game up, Peter Wright against Rutowski. Rutowski's going to give him a game, I believe. They usually have great games, but at the end of the day, they usually have the exact same result every single time. Wright wins. I don't know what the record Rutowski against Wright is, but I know it's really heavily favored on Wright. seem to always meet in tournaments, big tournaments, and Wright seems to do the job. I love how people listen to Wright after comment. He does the same thing every single time. He's just trying to rile players. I don't think he thinks he's that bad. In his mind, maybe, but he's doing it, and I can already see Price has reacted to it. Like, I don't think he's that cocky, to be honest with you, but he comes off that way, and I think he's just trying to get under people's skin because he thinks it makes his chances to win better, and fair enough for doing that. I mean, it starts all this good stuff, but anyways, I think Peter Wright is just too much for Ratajkowski. I think it'll be a good game, to be honest with you. I think the sets will go to the last legs, but I still like Wright to win this one 3-1. Next game up, I think it's going to be closer than you expect. MVG against Bunting. MVG, the thing with me with MVG is, like, the second set against Gary Anderson, fantastic. The first set, terrible. And it's his doubles that really, at key moments, those doubles don't go in for him. I think Bunting will, I suspect it'll be something like a 2-1 lead for Bunting, and then Bunting will do everything. But Bunting doesn't beat big players. He just doesn't. If you look at his record against MVG, his record against Price, I mean, he's got a pretty good record against actually Wright, but against MVG and Price, it's nothing to look at. It's nothing to see. It's not good. And I think he'll just get a little bit too excited by being in the lead, and I think MVG will have the comeback. But I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going to take MVG to win this one 3-2. Again, I don't like the odds for that. If you're going to bet on Bunting, Bunting's got fantastic odds. I just don't think Bunting just has he hasn't shown me before that he's got a killer attitude. I think he's going to maybe get the lead and then go, oh, crap. We'll see. I know he's got to a semifinal before, but again, he's not taking out the big names from what I remember. So, and the next game up, this is your barn burner doozy. Send it out, and hopefully they get this game off before 11 o'clock, so it's not a dud like Smith Aspinall was. And again, I'm taking a look at the players. Dilby, Lewis are pretty, really quick. Wright, Ratajkowski, they're pretty much the same speed. They're not slow, they're not fast, but they're not taking their time. MVG Bunting could be a pretty quick game, so hopefully this game will get off before 10 o'clock. But you've got Clayton and Dimitri Vandenberg. I think it'll be a beaut. Again, when I think of Johnny Clayton, here's your first two matches. Dirk Van Duijvenbode, and if you beat him, you get Dimitri Vandenberg, and if you beat him, you most likely get Peter Wright. Like, Johnny Clayton's retaining his title. He's doing it the hard way. And then maybe after that, you get Michael Van Gerwen. After that's Gerwin Price. Like, whoa, that's a really easy draw to get through. Where others will not have that exact same draw. So I think Johnny Clayton's going to get got at some point in this tournament. I think Dimitri Vandenberg has the ability to take him out. I was really, really impressed. I didn't expect that from Dimitri Vandenberg in his first game. Johnny Clayton came back. Johnny Clayton starts like that against Dimitri Vandenberg. It's going to be a great game. There's going to be 140s, great, checkouts for Clayton. Probably some really large ins for Dimitri Vandenberg. It's going to be who doubles in the best. So they're pretty even scorers. They're pretty even doubles hitters. Both have won tournaments this year. In the World Series. I mean, they're playing. This is going to be a great caliber game. I'm really actually excited to watch this one. I'm going to take Johnny Clayton only because he's got the experience of winning on the Grand Prix, and I think he kind of skated by in that first round where Dimitri Vandenberg was just solid against Chisnell all the way through. But it seems like if you can get that one little break. Sometimes that's what your tournament spins on, and I think the Dirk Van Duijvenbode leaving, not getting in when he could have finished him off 2-0. He had opportunities. Clayton got by. If you take a look at a lot of these winners in big tournaments, they usually have a big scare in that first round. Peter Wright nearly got taken out by Noel Maladam. Brendan Dolan with Gerwin Price. I think there was a couple of match starts there. It just seems like you get a good luck and you can get through. So I'm going to take Johnny Clayton to win this one 3-2. Although I want no part of the betting on this one. The odds are pretty close on this one. So again, my bet is going to be Dolby taking the plus 120. So 3-1. Wright 3-1 over Ratajkowski, MVG 3-2 over Bunting in a comeback win, and Clayton 3-2 over Dimitri Vandenberg in a classic. Hope everyone enjoys the darts. I will talk to you tomorrow night.